This could actually be the thing that tips everything.
So yes, I do believe in this lawsuit. Yes, I am on your side. No, my opinions have not changed because I'm not wrong.
I think everyone needs to keep their eyes on Rockland County right now. Rockland County, New York. That right there is our hope.
Because we know, like, Republicans and MAGA just got to be feeling so ridiculous and stupid right now. But just be aware, something is going on behind the scene.
There's an election lawsuit happening right now in New York that nobody's talking about, and it could change everything. So a bipartisan watchdog group called Smart Elections just filed a lawsuit in Rockland County, New York over the 2024 Senate and presidential election. And what they found is wild. They found that in one district, Kamala Harris got 0 votes for president. 0. And in that same district, Kristen Gillibrand got 75% of the votes for Senate. Make that make sense, please.
Okay, Democrats are all hopped up on false hopium because a New York judge has ruled that a lawsuit challenging the results of the 2024 presidential election and U.S. Senate elections in Rockland County may proceed to the discovery phase. And this whole ridiculous case has already been debunked by, of all places, PolitiFact. You know, it's tough for the Democrats when they get debunked by PolitiFact, of all places. 0 votes for the 2024 Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris in Rockland County, New York precinct proves Elon Musk messed with the 2024 election. This makes perfect sense and is not even unusual for this area. This all comes down to demographics, and this area in Rockland County has a huge Hasidic and Orthodox Jewish population. Orthodox and Hasidic Jewish communities in Rockland County, such as New Square, often vote as a bloc to an extreme degree. New Square has 5 voting precincts, including Precinct 55, and across the 5 voters chose Trump, 3,518 to 13. The Jewish communities will often vote nearly entirely for one candidate in each race, but may not vote for the same party in every race. For example, they may vote as a bloc for a Republican for president, but a Democrat for state, Senate, or other local races. And that's what happened here, as well as in 2020 and in the midterm elections. These communities are often somewhat conservative, but the rabbi's endorsements play an incredibly large role in the community's voting patterns. And that includes endorsements for Democrats in many races. So yes, the precinct is in a heavily Orthodox Jewish area where voters often vote as a bloc based on their rabbi's endorsement. That's likely what happened here, experts say, and previous elections showed similar patterns. Biden received 0 votes in the precinct in 2020. We rate this claim as false. Their claims are a work of fiction, but their meltdowns are a work of art.
Oh my God, are you liberals serious?
If you guys haven't heard about this yet, this is pretty crazy. I think it's going to lead to a lot more.
It's definitely not, but let's hear it anyway.
There's a county in New York called Rockland County.
Just in case you were wondering, it's this tiny little county right here.
And they are suing. There's a very big Supreme Court lawsuit right now for the presidential election results and the Senate results in 2024, because they have evidence that it is very highly unlikely that these election results are true.
I'm going to explain to y'all very soon why this doesn't matter, but let's hear why she thinks it does.
They say that they have evidence that the presidential election was highly unlikely to come out with those kind of votes. And they say that there is very apparent evidence to show that the Senate votes were completely wrong.
All right, now let me show you why none of that matters. Right off the bat, Kamala Harris from New York. But it gets even worse. Remember how she said the Senate results were highly unlikely to be true? Both senators from New York are Democrats. Their senators are Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand, 2 of the longest serving Democrats in Congress. So what do you think is going to come of this? Let's just say the Senate results were completely wrong. Does that mean that those Democrats shouldn't have won? Because they did. Does that mean that Harris didn't win the state of New York? Because she did. And let me remind you real quick. This is what we're discussing. This tiny little nugget of New York And the Democrats won. They won New York, and both Democrat senators were elected. Say you win this lawsuit. What is that going to change?
For whatever it's worth, I'm loving all of the Rockland County videos, and I want you guys to keep it up until it gets so normalized that the mainstream media actually picks it up, okay? Good job. Keep on going. Love it. Random middle-aged lady loves it.
It's like we all knew, but we still needed concrete evidence. In order for Democrats and law-abiding citizens to wage a claim like this, they're going to have evidence. They can't just go off of vibes. Like, they have to have something concrete.
Do they though?
Anyone out there following the Rockland County lawsuit regarding voters, regarding AI, regarding hand counts, all that stuff? Because let me tell you something, that is one of the first things that's going to hit the fan, and we think that Elon got out before this was discovered because he had something to do with it, okay? Democrats have went on and on and on about the results of 2020. They are now questioning the results of 2024. Rockland County has filed a lawsuit wanting a recount of the voters there. This has got to be a joke. I'm sure there's no hypocrisy in this. I'm sure they will find none. This is hilarious. It truly is funny to me. Oh my God. You literally cannot make this stuff up, folks. I mean, they are desperate. So desperate. To this day, they still go on about 2020. I don't know where they're selling this audacity at, but it has to be dirt cheap the way it's being passed around.
Rockland County, New York, and this is what it says. There is clear evidence that the Senate results are incorrect. We believe it's vitally important, especially in the current environment, to be absolutely confident about the results of the election.
Confident.
Confident.
The word is confident, not confident.
Guys, this is wild.
This could actually be the thing that tips everything. I remember post-contest in November, December, January. And like I would post videos and other people would post videos, and there was this consensus thought amongst a group of people on here, specifically the Blue Delulus, that maybe the contest wasn't fair, right? Like maybe there was some, I don't know, some interference maybe. What's coming out of Rockland County in New York is exactly what we're talking about. And the fact that it's being pushed forward into a formal like lawsuit and it's actually going to move forward now is exactly what we've all been waiting for. There is enough evidence that a judge in the Supreme Court in New York has allowed discovery to continue for the suit to move forward because there are too many statistical anomalies that they cannot say that this is accurate. There are multiple instances where they interviewed small groups of people and there was sample sizes of people that went blue that the data shows that no one went blue. Like it's exactly what we've been saying in these states and counties where, you know, for Senate or down ballot positions, they went blue and then dramatically went red at the presidential level, which is just insane when you think about it.
Stop it. Get some help.
The first domino is about to fall, and I've said it before and I'm saying it again, it's gonna hit the fan. The lawsuit in New York in Rockland County is the one to keep your eyes on, as smart legislation has been allowed to proceed with discovery by a judge in the New York Supreme Court, which means they are now going to do a full hand recount in that county where there's a lot of anomalies. And they are contesting that both the Senate election results and the presidential election results are inaccurate. So when they do this hand recount, we'll have an idea of where things are. In certain precincts, they've asked a number of voters who they voted for, and they named an independent candidate for Senate where it doesn't add up with the math that they're seeing there. Then we have other anomalies in precincts there where voters voted for Kirsten Gillibrand, a Democrat, for Senate, and then in that same precinct, no votes for Kamala Harris. They voted for Democrat Kirsten Gillibrand, but no one there voted for Kamala Harris? Doesn't make sense. That's statistically irregular and highly unlikely. And that's what they're contesting here, and that's what we're going to find out. We're going to keep our eyes on this case. I'm going to keep updating you as soon as I hear more about it, but this could be the one. This could be the domino that falls and opens up the whole thing to the rest of the country. Because if we show that it's off for certain in one county, we know we got to look at everything else. Because New York isn't even one of the problem states we've been aware of. It's been worse in North Carolina, Nevada, and other states. So this is huge. Elon, now's the time.
Man, you're running like a beta male. Are you a beta male? Beta! You are a beta male. I'm surprised you. Well, not surprised you.
You can use my buy me a coffee link to buy Leroy a dog treat. Leroy, stop that. You're so cute. Oh, I love you. I love you. You guys steal the show. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Red Dawn Daily with your host, me, Dawn Marie, and sometimes Leroy. Leroy, you're not bored, are you? Leroy, did you know that 9 out of 10 people only watch to see you? Yeah. I'm just kind of here holding space for you. It's true. It's true. Leroy, you're so much fun. You're way more fun than any puppet. Right, Leroy?
Leftist.